Hey FlossTube, happy Monday. Today is January the 24th and you are watching Stitch with Mel. I want to welcome all of my new viewers. Had a spike this week thanks to, I'm certain, thanks to a couple of other FlossTubes mentioning me. A couple of people have said, hey, I was sent over here by others, and so I'm very appreciative. I'm very grateful. And for those of you who are returning viewers, thanks for hanging out with me. This is just another, arm to the world in my life, and I'm really grateful to have this time to visit with you. This is my 35th episode. So 35 episodes ago, I can't say weeks because, I missed a few here and there, but 5 episodes ago we started this journey, so that seems like forever ago. It's the last week of January. This year seems like it's already flying, so we start February next week. That's crazy. It's gonna be a good month though, right? It was a good month this month. A lot has gone on, and not gonna relive the whole month, but a lot has happened. So let's just talk about the last week and just kind of catch up a little bit. Got a lot of stitching done. This is the weekend. It was my long weekend. For those of you who don't know me, I'm a dispatcher for our local sheriff's department, and I work it's not really swing shift, but I don't know, it's shift work. So I work 2 days on, 2 days off every other weekend. It's kind of like a prison, and if you're in Arkansas, it is the prison schedule. I actually work one of the prison schedules. Anyways, that's just how we work. So this was my long weekend off, which I was grateful for. Grandma ended up with the flu this week, so I stayed away a couple of days from there. So I didn't get all of my finishing done that I wanted to. I wanted to have Aunt Donna, swing out the sewing machine, and we would pillow the day away, and it would be fantastic. She had her floors redone completely all through the house. That was a work. And sadly, I wasn't involved in helping her. I wish I could have. But they had to move furniture, they had to do all of the things. So I did benefit. I got a few things from her because of it. You'll see one of them. Anyway, so yeah, I was saying Grandma ended up with the flu, so stayed away there. Finally went over to visit her. She was feeling better. Just looking through all of her recipes for a recipe of all things to do with artichoke. She said she never had artichoke. Yes, Grandma, I have made you chicken stuffed with artichoke spinach dip. I don't remember it. Okay. So she needs to find an artichoke dip or artichoke recipe. She doesn't want an artichoke dip recipe. She wants a recipe that she can bake with it. So she was looking for something about that, which is good. Speaking of, diet's going well. I am going on week 3. The temptations just haven't really been there, which I'm grateful for, because I am not one to stick with something. I have to have like hard, strict, stern, rules. I can't just do like a keto thing because, you're allowed so much, and I just wouldn't follow it. So meat, cheese, eggs. I still drink coffee. But I'm not a huge drinker, period. Like, I don't even intake as much as I'm supposed to, just to sustain myself. They have told me over and over and over, you're going to have to drink more water. And I do. I've been drinking a lot more water. I'm proud of myself for that. I keep up with my water consumption in my calendar. And so that's good. But yeah. So I've lost 11 pounds, not really a plateau, just, I've kind of hit, just a steady, it fluctuates, but, I know it's going to keep going down because I'm sticking with it. So, and I have more energy. That's a good thing. This weekend, my long weekend off, I went to bed before 10 and was up by 4 every morning. It was crazy. It's like 3:45, my eyes would pop open, and I was like, really? I can sleep in, but it's all good because I had decided that I was going to stitch the entire weekend. I didn't quite make it, but I got a lot of stitching done. Friday, I took the booster shot. This is not the place for any kind of commentary on that. So, you know, you do you, boo. But all shots make me sick. They just do. And so, wasn't feeling great. Friday, I was fine. You know, it wasn't like it was an instant kick or anything. But Saturday and Sunday, I was pretty yuck. But I'm fine now, so it's all good. I say I am. I have to be. I'm starting a 7-day week. I'm recording this Monday morning. I was intending to record it Sunday night. It wasn't going to happen. So, yeah, I'm recording this before work Monday morning. So, anyways, I think that's about all of the catching up to do. Midge is perfect, as always. She had a birthday last week. Her birthday was on the 20th. She turned 19. And so she got to go to dinner with some of the state heads of the Assemblies of God, which was awesome. She absolutely adores our DYD. And shout out to Ben Andrews. He'll never see this video. But when I found out he was going, because I didn't know he was going, I texted his wife, hey, I'm going to need you to have Ben pick up a pink rose and take it to her. If I send her something to the college, number one, I have to spend so much money, and number two, it's going to be a big bouquet, and there's not enough room in her dorm for a big bouquet. So he texted me several hours later, hey, is this pink enough for you? So tears, told him hug her big for me. He did, gave her a big bear hug. And they had a good time at dinner. Our state head of the Assemblies of God, we have state and national. Anyway, so state head hung out, you know, they all talked. And when he got to her, you know, he asks, what are your plans? What's your degree major? What are you going to do? And so she told him, you know, she's wanting to go into Child and Family Ministries. And he said, we have a place for you when you get your degree. When you graduate, come home and we have a place for you. So I was thrilled about that because I tease her all the time. I'm like, I know I've lost you to Texas, because she loves Texas. She loves it down there. And her mentor now, he texted me one day and he was like, you haven't lost her to Texas. You've gained a Texas family. And I'm like, we're from Arkansas, dude. And he's from Arkansas. It's like, well, you know, we don't gain a Texas family. It's like, that's sacrilege, you know. The Razorbacks in Texas. I was raised a Razorback, and we just don't play well together. So, anyways, I'm proud of her regardless, either way. Katie popped in yesterday, surprised me. I was actually taking a nap. She helped herself in, and, you know, she hung out with me for a little bit. So, work is going well. She is thriving at work and has learned her job and her place, and I am super proud of her. And Trey is just being Trey. He is phenomenal. So I guess he had COVID last week, failed to tell me, and so I was like, thanks, son, you know, this is what moms are for. But you know, he's a very independent person. I don't know where he gets that from. So yeah, there he is. So, family's perfect. And now, on to what you're here for. All right. So, my plans for this weekend, my top plan was to finish Red House, except the border, and I almost got there. I worked all afternoon Friday, all afternoon Sunday. I say all afternoon, all evening Sunday. I'm almost there. Counting is hard. Had to take out an entire row. That stunk. But yeah, it's all good. I'm there. So I'm getting emotional on this one just because I'm thinking about it. I started this. This was a labor of love. If you haven't been with me, you don't know about Aunt Donna. But Aunt Donna is a large part of the reason that I have survived the last 2 years. So I started this for her. She wanted it. She knew she would never get it stitched. I ordered it for her, surprised her with it. Was going to surprise her doing it, and then I was like, Aunt Donna wants to be part of the process. Aunt Donna enjoys looking at cross stitch. She loves even more watching the process. So I text her regularly when I do anything on it, and she'll call me over for dinner or just to come see them or whatever. They just live next door. And I'll say, I'm going to work on a red house, and she'll say, get out of here, go, go. She's like, send me pictures. So, yeah, this started last spring, and I planned on getting it done last winter. I planned on getting it done for her birthday. Yeah, that wasn't going to happen. It's so much bigger than I even thought about. And then there was a time when I just quit. I stopped working on it. I put it aside, and I worked on everything else. If you've been on this journey with me, you've heard all of my stories. So, but I realized, I was thinking about this yesterday while I was working on it, and I realized during that time period was the hardest part of my therapy. Mental health is everything, you know. So when I was doing the hardest work, I couldn't focus on this piece. So let me show you. She's all but done. I have these berries to finish. And then right here, her name is going to be in the maroon color because purple and pinks are her favorites. So I'm going to kind of do that maroon color, and our initials, mine will be in blue. But look at it. And then I'll just have the border. I hope you guys can see everything. So it's so beautiful. I'm so stinking ready to be able to give this to her. I can literally accredit my aunt to helping save my mental life. She just walked this journey with me, and I don't even think, she watches this, she's going to be texting me like crazy later. I don't think that she knows how much she has affected me. Her and Uncle Gary and Grandma, and the rest of my family too. My Aunt Debbie watches me regularly, and she's always uplifting and supportive. She texts me throughout my video to comment, and I'm appreciative of all of my family for supporting me. But, you know, there's just times when, you know, that text that says, hey, what are you doing? Or, hey, come get some chicken fajitas, or hey, do you want some leftover meatloaf, whatever. Sometimes it was like, hey, you need to get out of the house because I know you. And so she's worth it. I can't wait to be able to give it to her. Can't wait to see it. I don't know where she's gonna hang it. It's huge, but I can't wait to just be able to give it to her and say, here you go. This was a lifetime. So that was Friday afternoon, and then Sunday afternoon. So I will get those berries done probably tonight because I'm frustrated that I didn't get them done. And then the berries and then the initials is all I have. And I don't know, I may run over there screaming at their bedtime because they go to bed with the birds. It's like the sun goes down and they do too. Anyway, so, all right. I'm gonna try to do these in order can already see for some reason I'm out of order. The first thing that I worked on Saturday morning at 4:20 in the morning was Change the World. This is Scarlet Letter. This was a piece that I decided I wanted to do after I finished Seeking Refuge. And if you can't read it and you've never seen it before, it says the world has changed and so have we, learning to be still, yearning to be free. Truth can be very elusive to man, with faith as our compass, resolutely we stand. This was a 2021 kind of a purpose piece. And so I told Tanya, I was like, was it Tanya? I told somebody, I said I just had to do this after doing Seeking Refuge. Seeking Refuge was my statement piece for me. But I knew that I had to do this one as well. So I got all of the black border completed. So that's what I got done in an hour. Not the whole thing, I already had most of it. It was one line on the left that I got completed. And I watched Country Stitchers. They were doing a stitch along video this week, and so I kind of joined in with them, and they talked and I stitched, and it was fabulous. I am gonna put all of these back in their bags as I go because I already know how bad this is gonna be. Alright, the next thing I worked on at 5:35 in the morning was Black King. And I watched Colorado Cross Stitcher while I did this. This is by Across the Stitch. I bought this on Etsy. And this is going to be for one of my best friends. He said he already knows he's going to hang it up at work. His favorite colors are red and gray. So I did this on a rust. And I didn't get as much done as I wanted to, but I got all of this outlined. I got the mouth done and this ear done. So I can't wait to put those shades in. It's like you know where the shades are going to be because that's what the outline looks like, but I can't wait to put the shades in. So I worked on that. When I say I worked on everything for an hour, there were some times where I was like, thread change, and I got 5 more minutes, I'm gonna stop. So that I did. The next project I worked on at 6:40 was Quilt 1, and I watched Amy, the proper stitcher. I don't have a pattern I can show you for this one, or a picture. It's a pattern only. Annie has had COVID. She wasn't the best feeling that day when she recorded, so I was feeling for her. So really I worked on that quilt block and that quilt block. That's pretty much what I did. So this is just a random project for me. It's not no hurry, nothing pushing me to get it done. And it's fun. That one's fun. Then I worked on Spring Home. And I watched Niecy Lynn. She is always a blast. I love watching her. Here's a picture for what you're actually looking at, so you can see. This is Whispered by the Wind. And this is going to be the next piece for Grandma's room. I have a month. I have a month because this one starts in March. So I've got to skedaddle on that. So I did all of the outlining. I've just got the tree left to outline here, and this little guy needs some legs. That's where I got on that. Not far. Back stitching, I am not horrible at. I don't hate it, but it's not my favorite thing to do. Then I worked on Long May She Wave at 9:20. And there's a little gap there in time because I was going to work on Bloom. I watched Stitching with the Housewives, and I was going to do Bloom off an entire line. And I said to myself, you are timing yourself, so you don't need to be doing a lot of frogging in that time. You need to actually be stitching. So now that I know where I messed up on Bloom, I will fix it later because it's a small. And then I'm stitching along on, or I'm preparing to stitch on this, and I realized one entire row of my flag is off. I looked at the line below it instead of the line that I needed to be looking at, and so that's where my flag is off because I knew my flag was off. So I'm gonna have to frog a lot of that, but this is Grandma's favorite. She wants it done. She said get it done. So I worked on the chicken. Put in all the white on the chicken. I finished the white on the outline there, but the chicken was my process. So maybe that could be done by maybe July. Then I worked on How Great Thou Art. This is a Stony Creek collection. This is a gift from my mom, if it can ever get done. I finished the thread that I had going for the last verse that I'm working on, and realized my material is going to be short on the left. Now, my framer is amazing. She is awesome. So she will make it work when it comes to framing it. But it was so frustrating. So a lot of these were started in a time when I wasn't experimenting with new materials. I was just using what I had on hand and buying small. So right after everything happened, I just needed to stitch something. So now, you know, I would have picked up something bigger and it would have been fine. But I'm not starting this all over. So Mom's just gonna have to get it framed and it'll be beautiful, and we won't worry about the fact that it's a little bit, like, there's just gonna be a little bit left when I get all the landscape done. Anyways, this is what it's gonna look like. It's 4 verses of How Great Thou Art with the mountain scene. I started on the mountain scene in the middle because I just wanted to see some more color. Here's where I'm at. I want you to be able to see everything. So that's what I got done there. And then it's really unenjoyable. It's kind of a peaceful stitch just because the whole time that I'm working on it, usually I'm singing How Great Thou Art in my head. I watched Sarah Stitches during that and caught up with her because I haven't talked to her in a while. And so that was fun to catch up, see what she's been working on. And then I worked on Autumn at Hawker and Hollow, and this thing cracks me up. I intended when I started this to work on a block every single month and get it all done. I haven't done that yet. That stand is massive and it took me an hour. There's 100 million stitches in there. This is on 18 count. There really are a lot of stitches in there. I was like, oh my goodness, am I ever going to get done with this stand? Poor Tom. He'll be built one of these days. So that, I don't remember how I was watching that. I didn't write it down. But that was a lot of stitching. And so then I worked on Christmas at Hawker and Hollow and watched the Steel City Stitchers, and they are fabulous as ever. I love them. Love, love, love their energy. And I worked on that branch. That's all that I worked on the whole time. Oh no, I started on the bird's chest here. That's a lot of heavy stitching too. But I love all of the details, so, you know, heavy stitching doesn't offend me. It's just I like to see progress. It's a long time coming. Then I worked on, at 6:10, Celebrate Everything, and I watched Pumpkin Hollow Quilt. And here on this thing, this is what I got from Aunt Donna. An old scroll frame. So I put this on it because this thing is offensive. I just popped that against my mouth. This material is offensive when you're trying to work on it. It's crunchy. It's this is some of the Aida that my sister got me, and I absolutely want to use it because Aida's my thing. But it's wide and there's so much of it. I'm gonna find my bag to get you the picture. There's so much material that every time you go to move, you know, you gotta roll it, and it was in the way. So when Aunt Donna was like, hey, do you want to try this scroll frame? I was like, sure. And it worked perfectly. So this is Happy Everything. All these little snowmen are cute. I don't know where I'm going to put this when I get done with it, but it's cute. So I was daydreaming yesterday while I was stitching, and I kind of feel like I'm just going to turn Erica's room into a whole display wall. I don't know. But this is a little, I think this is a patriotic snowman. He's the middle. So I got a little white done and then some gray. So I worked hard on him. I wanted to put some color on him, but I needed to get the white done. Then at 7:10, I did Stitcher's Resolution while I watched Mondot Stitchers. I have not watched Mondot Stitchers before, so that was a treat. I was going to try to talk about everything that all of these Stitchers talked about, and I can't remember it all, so I don't want to even try and mess that up. But I did watch Mondot Stitchers. And this is Stitcher's Resolution. This is a Beth Twist heartstring sampler. It says, when in doubt, always buy more linen and thread. Stitch all day and absolutely no housework. No housework allowed, sorry. Always start a new project before the last one is finished, requiring a return to number 1. My grandma will hate this one. That's so funny. She wants to know why I have so many projects going and why I don't get anything done. Floss tube. That's it. Floss tube is enabling, and I have more to show y'all. So I finished the row. This is one of the borders that's in the middle, and then I started some of the wording because I needed the wording to be done for spacing. And I watched, I already said that, Mondot Stitchers. She was very calming. Like, her voice is so calming. She talks very calm, peaceful. It's relaxing. So, sister, I could sleep listening to you. It's great. She has like 11 boys or 11 kids or something. And my hat is off to you. Okay. Then I worked on Baby Yoda. Now, you guys have not seen Baby Yoda because this is not a designer piece. This is a piece that I created from a picture. Everybody shows licensed pieces. I didn't know if that was actually allowed to do on FlossTube, but here I am. This is a piece that one of my friends asked me if I could do for him. He is our band director. I am his band booster president, and we grew up together. So I just took a picture from the internet and made it into a cross stitch. I'm not profiting. Nothing's happening money-wise. So there you have it. There he is. He is cute. He is a lot of stitching. A lot. Fortunately, a lot of this is color blocked. There is a lot of confetti in there. But just based on the way that the computer program did it, a lot of it is color blocked. So it's just a matter of getting all of that green in there. So I watched Black Ribbon Studio. Y'all, love her. And I enjoyed that time on him because I haven't stitched on him in a while. I actually thought that I had lost him in the house. I don't know. It took Greg probably 3 or 4 months before he had the nerve to ask me if it made it. And I had him in my vehicle because I had been taking him to work on. So I was like, Greg, he's made it. Just let me get back to normal and I'll get him done. And 2 years later, here I am. So I hope to get him done this year. Alright, Sunday I woke up at 3:45. Not appreciative. Got all the coffee, made the eggs, got the things done, and then went to stitching. So at 4:30, I did Temp Butterfly. Caught it up while watching some Sunshine Stitchers, and they are a blast. I absolutely love them. I think that we should all be best friends. They're quirky and fun and funny. And there I am on that. The temperatures last week were so up and down that doing that was fun. It's like, oh, I'm going to have a little green. Nope, it's going to turn purple and it's blue. And yeah, I felt those colors. Like I was looking at the colors and I was like, yes, that's how I felt. Y'all, my house said it's set on 71. This entire weekend it was 20 degrees. And so it got to 50. It got to 50 Saturday, but I wasn't feeling great because of everything. Friday was 20 degrees. And then yesterday it got to 50 and still wasn't feeling great. But all night Friday night I froze just because the cold was radiating off of the windows. Mom's like, boil water, you know, make your house all steamy and warm and stuff. I'm not leaving a fire running that long. No, it's not happening. I have a gas stove. It's just not going to happen. And so I just dealt and kept covered up. And I had a long sleeve t-shirt and a jacket on, sweats and my big fuzzy socks, a blanket, and was still cold. My hands were so cold. I don't know how I stitched so much. Anyways, I would steady check on the temperature, you know, the thermostat. It says 71 and 72. And I was like, oh my gosh, there's no way. So it made me think, I think I'm going to set up a little stitchy area in my bedroom. I have a reclining sitting chair in my bedroom that I don't use. It's a pillow catch. While I was watching one of the floss tubes, they had a video, or not a video, in their video, they had a floor lamp that they had bought on Amazon. It was like less than $40 or something. And so I was like, oh, I might need to do that. So I might have a new stitchy area because my bedroom is carpeted and the vent is right above this chair. I say right above, it's kind of angled a little bit. Anyway, so my room can be warmer than the big living room with the wooden floors. So I don't know, it might happen. Then I worked on Boo to You. Boo to You. And I watched Fat Quarter Shop. Boo to You is a Jekyll and Fox piece. This came out of a magazine, I believe. I don't even remember how I acquired this. It's super cute. I'm off on some stitching, but I will fix it later. Wasn't going to fix it on my time. But I started working on the cat's tail to bring around. You can see the outline of the cat. There's one too many yellow lines in there, so I need to take it out. But got all of those bats done. I was like, I'm going to work on some gray. I'm going to put some other color in there. And I was like, oh yeah, let's go with the cat. So I did that. He's super fun. Easy stitching. Easy stitching. And then at 8 o'clock, I worked on Thanksgiving Blessing. And I watched Ardith design, and I convinced myself I was going to finish this, and it didn't happen. Y'all, Thanksgiving Blessing is not huge. It's just, there's a lot to it. Never watched Ardith design before. She is so cute. She's a lot. She's loud, she's bubbly, and she's fun. She's all over the place. She's quirky. But I look forward to watching some more of her. She just released a new book, so I need to check that out. But that's where I got it. So I did the blessings. I did the outline on the cornucopias. And I threw in the grapes. That's what I did. So I just need to finish it. It's little. It shouldn't be that intimidating. At 9:15, I worked on Pumpkin Patch. And I went to church because I was feeling so bad. I just did church on the internet. The message was made for me. That's what I'm working on. So I'm glad that I did that. Uncle Gary and Aunt Donna called to check on me. Gave me a little scolding, and I was like, look, I still went to church, y'all. So, quick little message. Story of Naaman. Naaman was a soldier. He had leprosy. Servant says, hey, I think that if you went to see this prophet, that you would be healed. He was like, okay, cool. Goes and asks the king, hey, can I go down here and see this prophet? King says, go. He goes. He's told to wash 7 times and he will be healed of leprosy. He gets mad because the prophet didn't come down and see him himself. Little arrogant, full of himself. Then he goes and obeys because his soldiers are like, dude, just go do what he says. And he goes down, washes 7 times, gets healed. Quick, fast, and in a hurry. That was a fast story. What we got out of it. The simple is not always easy. Doing the simple things isn't easy. Naaman was a soldier, so he was always in gear so that nobody saw his leprosy. We can hide things and look perfectly fine and be sick and dying on the inside. Whew. What had to happen? 3 points. Number 1, he had to act. He had to take a step and act to get his healing. Number 2, he had to ask. He had to ask for help. He asked the king, hey, can I go? He asked the prophet, the prophet's assistants, I guess, hey, I need help. And then he had to obey. So he didn't want to do the simple thing. How simple is it to go in and dunk in water 7 times? Nope, we had to argue, we had to fuss and fight. So take that in the business world, take that in your spiritual world, take that in your personal world. You guys were the first to find out that I was in therapy, because I'm not about to tell my entire universe, you know, how bad I was and how sick I was and how much I needed help. My aunts found out through FlossTube that I was seeking, you know, some help. So, you know, we like to have a tough exterior. We like to have all of the things look bright and pretty and perfect, and social media helps us with that. So we have to take care of ourselves. So there's your message for the day. That's what I got. So Aunt Donna, I went to church. All right. And that is what I worked on. So that was super cute. That's pretty much, I worked on that entire thing. Like I had 4 stitches in it. That was one of my New Year starts. And then, happy Halloween. And I watched Liz Matthews' cute little self while I worked on this. So I put in all of these stars and I started on the witch. If I can get this witch done, the apples that you bob for up there, and all of the back stitching, I'll be done with this thing. Oh, and I back stitched the pumpkin. So that was thrilling. I started that for my grandma a year and a half ago. Oh, I didn't write something down. Santa's visit. I don't know what time I worked on Santa's visit, but I did. Santa's visit is so adorable. I was like, what else do I want to work on? It's a snow globe. I think that's a Mike Dickory piece. Oh, I'm right. I have 2 Mike Dickory pieces going on right now. So I put some snow in the snow globe. I watched Fat Quarter Shop while I was doing that too. I watched a couple of hers. Alright, that's what I worked on. It was a lot. But I enjoyed every single stitch of it. I really did. So, what am I going to work on this week? I'm for sure going to finish a Red House sampler, the inside, probably tonight. Unless something bad just happens at work and I just have to come home and crash. I'm going to finish that tonight. I want to finish Black King pretty fast just because it is a gift for a friend. And I've already told him about it. And I want to get Grandma's stuff finished because, you know, we've done gifting for a while. So I want to get those done. I have a couple of finish ideas that I'm going to do this week. I just thought of them yesterday. So I did We Are Family. I showed you guys last week. This was a freebie by Housewives. And I have these cute houses. There's 2 of them. I got them from Goodwill. I showed you guys these forever ago. And so I want to do this one in here. And I'll probably have, because there's a huge base here, I'll probably have something here. I don't know what. Greenery or something. So I want to put that in there. And pink is Erica's favorite color, so I may just put those in her room because eventually, and she already knows this, that's going to be my craft room. When she leaves me, that will be my craft room. And then I did this forever ago. This was a freebie, I think. Home is our safe haven. And it's on blue cloud material. I don't know what it was. I told y'all when it happened, but it's been too long. So I'm going to put it in the bigger house. And then I'll kind of stair step these. So I want to finish that this week. And then, as long as everybody's feeling okay, I want to go to Aunt Donna's and do all kinds of Valentine's stuff. Because I have conversation hearts and pillows to do. So that's the plans. I don't have any actual written in stone plans for the rest of my cross stitching for the week. Because y'all know if I make plans, I don't keep them. But I'm definitely going to finish the inside of Red House and then maybe the outside too. It's a 7-day week. 7 12s in a row is exhausting, but I'll be fine. It just means that I don't get as much stitching done because it does get tiring. So I am at 45 minutes and so that's long. So I'm gonna let you guys go. I kind of already gave you your inspirational with the little message interlude there. So with that, I'm gonna say don't be scared to do the simple things, even when they sound hard, especially if you're gonna take care of yourself. So that's important. All right, I love you guys. I hope you have a fantastic stitchy week. Keep your head up and stay warm. I'll see you next week. Bye.